Hey everyone, welcome to the Bible Belt Bros podcast. Getting back in the groove. I know how to do the intros now, Andrew.
That was
I've
better.
been practicing, so
That was better. Good job.
Yeah. So, well, Andrew, we're back here. We're doing another one of these things. I took a week off because I had to work I was out of town and was lazy when I got back. But here we are again. On schedule, in the morning, doing our thing, made you some coffee.
Yes, and I was late, but you guys don't know that.
Well, they do now. It's not always me that is the failure in this podcast.
That is right.
Today, I just wanted to go over a funny story, Andrew, and I wondered if you possibly had some same kind of stories. So like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, was my birthday.
Yes.
30 years old, 37.
And I actually forgot to tell you happy birthday on your birthday.
My friend forgot. Everybody else on Facebook that are casual acquaintances told me happy birthday, but not.
Well, I don't get on Facebook, and so I don't
joking.
really have Facebook to remind me.
At 37 years old, if I'm still offended by that, then I have bigger problems. So, like,
Right.
Come on. Like, today's my anniversary, and I had to remind my wife a couple days ago, our anniversary is coming up. And she's like, oh, really? And I was like, yes. How many years? I'm like, wait for Facebook to tell me that one. But it's been 8 years.
So I actually forgot my anniversary this year as well.
Oh, my gosh. We are just great husbands,
Right?
aren't we? I think that's going to be the podcast episode today. It's just talking about how awesome we are as husbands. And
So it's strange because I'm the one who never forgets our anniversary. I always have to remind my wife, but this year I forgot that. Forgot your birthday. Well, I didn't forget your birthday because I remembered the night before because it was house church night.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, well, I'll tell him happy birthday tomorrow because tomorrow's his actual birthday.
Should have told me early.
Yep.
Should have told me early.
And I failed.
I had a weird request. Not a weird request. My wife was like, hey, what do you want to eat for your birthday? And, what do you want me to make? And so I was like, I was don't know, or whatever. And then I was like, because, Shay used to bake all the time. And
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
I gained like 40 pounds after we met because just all the good bacon and yummies that she used to always make. And she still makes them, just not as often. And so I had to cover myself there because she still does a great job. I was like, oh, you used to make these cake balls that were just so freaking amazing, and I was so addicted to them, and they were just so good. And I just kept going on, and she's like, cake balls. And I was like, yeah, I used to remember you would get cake and roll it up in a ball. I don't know how else to explain what cake balls are. She goes, I know what cake balls are, idiot. I never made those. So then I was like, oh no.
Uh-oh.
This is a previous relationship. And so I was like, not cake balls. So I got crack brownies. That was the thing. That was actually, and I was like, oh, this is way better than getting cake balls. Crack brownies. That's what I was wanting the whole time. And so she was like, the whole time while she's making the brownies in the living room or in the kitchen, I'm hearing, these cake balls smell so good. And so I'm digging myself out of a grave when it comes to asking any kind of desserts from now on. I have to double check, no spur of the moment.
So what you're saying,
she let me go on and on and on about how much I love cake balls and like pretend like she didn't even know what they were. And I was like, you know what cake balls are.
So what you're saying is you need me to cover for you and bring some cake balls, and you'd be like, oh, it was Andrew's cake balls. That's right.
Yeah. Well, the guys at work were like, dude, we are sending you cake balls to your house from an anonymous person, like a secret admirer. Like that. So that's the running joke. They were all pulling their money together to send me cake balls. But and then Lindsay at work, she brought cake balls because of that story. So it was just like, oh my gosh. And then there was the other day, like somebody else made cake balls on Facebook or something like a week ago, and she's like, "Oh, should have married her." And I was like, "God dang it, I'm gonna be sitting in this for quite a while. It's not going anywhere fast." But I say a lot of stupid things, Andrew. I'm
Stupid.
I say a lot of stupid things and dupid things, and yeah, that's just one of them recently that I'm still can't bring up cake balls around my wife.
Nice.
It got me thinking, like, this topic could be forgiveness, because obviously our wives are very forgiving of our mistakes, and so the Christian point of this podcast is forgiveness. But Andrew, it got me thinking, you do a lot of stupid things or dupid things as well.
I do a lot of dupid things.
Have you done anything like that where you kind of verbally put yourself in one of those holes that you just can't
dig
get
out of?
Yeah.
I mean, sort of ish. So I used to have a joke. Everybody had this joke when they were like, 5. The your mom joke. I would run that in the ground, and that was my thing. I just intentionally would run it in the ground, and everybody would talk to me, and they'd say something, and I'd be like, "Your mom likes that," or "Your mom does that." Your mom went to college.
Yeah. Your mom went to college.
Well, this one time, my wife was saying something to me, and I have no idea what it was, and I finished her phrase with, "Your mom did that," or whatever. Well, it just so happened her mom had just passed away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And it's like one of those moments where you hear yourself saying it and you're out of body trying to cover your mouth. Yeah. It's like, stop, you DUPID person. And it just didn't stop, and it kept coming out, and I felt so bad.
Oh,
it was
gosh,
instant regret.
So how long did it take for you to live that down?
I still don't say your mom anymore.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Your mama jokes have gone. They're out the window.
They instantly died, which they should have when I turned 9. But
yeah, that's true. I remember that used to be like such a big thing. I mean, I didn't realize it was still.
Well, and I just did it just to be stupid.
Yeah.
DUPID.
God, that's a thing now. That's the title, is DUPID Things We Do. And people are going to be like, oh, there's a typo. And like,
then they'll
listen to the podcast. Yeah. You would realize it was on purpose, not on purpose, but now it's on purpose.
Yeah. Now I'm going to run this in the ground like your mom.
That's not a fun one. I think mine's more fun. Yeah. Mine's more recent, so it's definitely...
Yours was more real.
Yeah. Yours was just like, I accidentally did your mama joke at a bad timing. Mine was just like, come on, dude, it's been 10 years. Like, she doesn't make cake balls. Like, most recently, for our anniversary, we kind of did fake fighting this morning, and I was joking that, okay, for our anniversary, when people ask us what we'll do, we said, we basically just told each other what we hate about each other or whatever. But I recently been annoying my wife unintentionally.
Oh,
there's a difference.
See, I do it intentionally. Yes, I do it intentionally.
Unintentionally, I have been changing the passwords of things and not telling her. So like the other day, I couldn't get logged into her online banking.
Yep.
And so I changed the password of the online banking because I wanted to check a balance. That's all I wanted to do was check a balance. My wife, who does all of our accounting for our budget, our bill paying, everything, needs access to our account. And so I just want to check one thing that I could have just texted her, like, hey, how much money's in this account so I don't overdraft it. No, I decided to go in, change the password, and I was like, well, it kept asking me where I went to high school, and I kept putting the right answer, and she goes, dummy, it's where I went to high school because I manage the account, So,
my wife does the same thing.
So I changed that password. Then the other day, she's literally in the next room, and I changed the Best Buy password because I was trying to get logged in, and it prompted me to change it. And so she this morning's like, you changed the Best Buy password? I'm like, I was literally right there. You could have just gave me a heads up because, I have to pay things and I have to log into accounts to pay them. So the most recent thing I've been doing quite often, it seems like, is changing our passwords
Yep.
of things and not telling her, and that's not a good thing.
I do the same thing. Even my bank account password. Here's my thought: my wife she works there. She can just look at her computer anytime to see what is in our account. I can't do that. I literally have to log into the home banking, which I strongly dislike anyways. But it makes me change my password every single time. It doesn't matter if I type it in correctly or not. And
it's been so long since you.
Well, my wife's always like, well, no, you're doing something wrong. And so I've done it in front of her. And it prompts me to change my password. And she's like, well, you did something wrong. And so I'm like,
You just
no,
saw me.
I did not. And so it took me doing this like 3 times in front of her. And then she's like, okay, well, then she emailed someone and
Escalated to the department.
She's like, okay, it's not you. I'm like, told you.
Moral of the story is we annoy our wives. And
Yes.
Yet here we are, still married.
Still alive somehow.
Still alive. I did maybe have a knife pointed at me this morning.
Well,
Don't change our passwords anymore. That's what I got.
so she got more upset over that than you requesting cake balls from an ex.
I mean, yeah, basically.
All right, more of the story, don't change your passwords, Dusty.
Don't change the passwords. Yeah, I think the cake ball things is because now I know I'm in the hole for that one. The passwords, like she got on to me for changing the bank password, and then literally 2 days later, I changed the Best Buy password. And she's like, "What in the?" Like, just tell me. That's all she's asking. She's just asking for a heads up that I'm changing a password. She doesn't care if I change it.
Right.
Would you let me know?
No, my wife cares because I let Google suggest my passwords.
Oh,
and it's these long 16 to 20 digit random character passwords.
Oh, you idiot.
And she hates that. But I'm like, hey, they're the most secure passwords. They're never going to get hacked.
You know what else irks me? Or not irks me, but something I
wife?
thought was kind of weird.
What's that?
You know how people, like, Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
And there's going to be this huge fight between Christians and the world of happy holidays versus Merry Christmas
versus
winter
Merry Xmas.
vacation, all that kind of thing. But the other day I saw a church going, come to our fall festival. And I was like, no, it's a Halloween party.
Right.
My question is it right for Christians to get upset and not have a Halloween party and change the name of that holiday, but still celebrating it, but then get mad when people do the same thing to Christmas?
So there's a couple of beliefs there that I will get to here in a second. But were you at church on Sunday?
No.
Okay, no. So yeah, Rusty actually said something about that from the stage.
From the fall festival thing?
Yeah, well, he said Halloween. He goes, well, I know some of you are sensitive to that, so whether you believe in it or not.
Because our church is having a Halloween party, right? Our church is a Halloween costume party,
yes.
Or is it just a costume party?
No, I don't know. What
our church does come to church in your Halloween costume, basically.
Yes.
And we have a contest, we give out prizes.
Right. As long as it's not a vulgar costume.
Well, yeah. I think Carson, one time I let him show up as a Dementor from Harry Potter. Whoops. Parent fail. Anyway.
Dusty, don't bring your son to church as a demon.
Yeah. So
funny.
So Halloween costume. All right, keep going. I wasn't there, so apparently I didn't even need to bring this up.
Well, and it was just the boo at case, the trunk or treat. That's all he was talking about, and so he did say, it's Halloween, but I know some of you don't believe in that, so. But so my thinking behind the belief of Halloween versus Christmas is, one, Halloween is supposed to be a demonic holiday. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's supposed to be when the veil is its thinnest, and so you can talk to the dead realm. It's supposed to be the meaning behind Halloween, and I forget what it's called, but there's a specific term that witches or Wiccans use.
Right.
But with Christians, we believe in a real God and a real event, and so that's where Christmas comes from, whereas Halloween's not real.
Well, what I'm saying, I don't care if you celebrate Halloween or not, but as a church, you are doing trunk or treat. You are going trick or treating.
Right. The holiday
having
is
kids
still
dressed up like you're celebrating Halloween, and yet you're calling it Fall Festival, which is fine.
But
don't get mad when somebody celebrates the holidays instead of Christmas.
Right. When somebody doesn't
doing
agree
the
with
same exact thing.
When you don't agree with somebody's beliefs, you don't call it by the holiday's name. But when somebody doesn't call it by your beliefs, you get mad.
It's like the problem with social media nowadays. If I don't agree with you, you are 100% wrong. Even though like we both have.
I get what you're saying.
I just saw that the other day and I thought that's weird. Like this church just came back from a fall festival and I was like, that looks a lot like trick or treating and Halloween stuff to me. Like, just call it what it is.
Which I still call it Halloween, but
yeah, well, it's just it's I do too. Like I can't remember if it's true or not, but I thought I remember hearing some sort of twist of how Halloween is also a like I don't know. Maybe I'm making this up. But I felt like
I want to know this twist.
Oh gosh, I don't know. You know how they just
Were you watching The Office?
I've watched all The Office.
I know, but were you watching The Office when you came up with this thought?
I don't think I came up with it. I think somebody from a pulpit said something.
Oh.
But
because I could see it being like Dwayne's Dunkel or whatever the German Christmas Santa thing is. I mean, that seemed like Halloween to me.
What did he used to say when it hit people with the
schmeckish or
schmeckish? Schmookish?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. You've been schmeckish.
I should do that. We did watch Nightmare Before Christmas. That was our like Halloween movie, but it's kind of also a Christmas movie, depending on what part of the movie you're in, because they're celebrating Christmas, really. So, movie starts at Halloween, ends at Christmas.
I've never watched it, so I don't know.
What? You love musicals. You love singing along with.
Oh
movies,
yeah.
That is 100% Andrew's thing.
High School Musical, 1, 2, and 3. Yep, that's me.
Yeah. So I just thought that was as we celebrate. We're celebrating Halloween as Christians, or do we just we're not.
No, we're celebrating a fall festival, Dusty.
We don't celebrate anything. We're just having a party. It happens to be the same day as Halloween.
And
we happen to celebrate the same way people celebrate Halloween.
I happen to be dressed up.
Yeah, I just happen to be dressed up as somebody else.
Yeah, as a pirate.
Character. Yeah. Yeah. Are you doing anything crazy for the church costume Halloween thing?
I never do.
You never do?
No.
Party pooper.
Because I got to go work afterwards.
One time I shaved down my mustache and then dyed it straight black, and I had to wear it for...
Yeah, you look like a pedophile.
I had to wear it for 2 different Halloween events, but that were a week apart, so I had to go a full week. As at the time, a small business owner with a jet black mustache with blonde hair just did not look well. But that's also now my Xbox profile picture. So when parents are like, "Who are you playing games with?" and then they see my profile picture,
then the kids immediately get off.
They immediately,
and the FBI is kicking in Dusty's door.
The FBI is called. I thought I always thought like Halloween's just that weird where people wear masks and you can't really like. I'm surprised not as much bad things happen on Halloween because everybody's kind of dressed up. You're
right,
kind of out of sorts as far as like who's who in those situations.
Well, I mean, the last 2 years, everyone's been wearing masks anyway.
Yeah,
so.
you just go rob a bank today. Like the guy that was spraying my house this morning was in a mask. I could not tell you what he looked like.
Yep.
Showed up in a van not a van,
unmarked
on an unmarked car. So like that dude could. The integrity could be showing up here any minute, like, "Hey, I'm here to spray your house," and be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, it's already been done. You've already been here.
This is awkward. We could leave it there. I wanted to kind of have some fun talking about how much our wives forgive us and some of the dumb things. Pull back the curtain. Some of the dumb things that you and I do as, amazing
I don't even
husbands.
know if we pulled back the curtain. I think we may have just kind of taken a small peek.
I think
in
people
there.
already kind of knew, like.
Because I'm way more annoying than just one thing. Old your mom joke.
So I would like to know from you guys, what are some DUPID things you do? Tell us some stories, and so we could laugh at you as well, and that would be amazing.
Yeah, we're tired of you guys always laughing at us. We want to laugh at you, so tell us your DUPIDest thing.
Like saying "DUPID" on a podcast instead of "stupid."
Over and over and over.
And over again.
Just beat that dead horse.
Just beat it. Like, it's just... Oh. Yeah. And you wonder why I don't like public speaking.
Just beat it.
Oh, gosh. Okay, Andrew's singing. That means it's time to go. Have a good one, guys. Happy Halloween or happy Fall Festival, whichever you're celebrating today.
Take it easy.